All right, let me check
I'm
this
trying
out.
to wait and see what it's gonna come through.
The light look better too. Yeah. Let's see here.
You say Noah look like your mama. He look like yours. I think this yours.
Don't see.
All right. All right, so we good. All right, people should be coming in. All right, so I want to tell y'all Happy New Year. I know y'all wasn't here last year. Not last year, but y'all wasn't here last week, so we ain't do nothing special. You know, y'all would have been nice if we had some wine and had all that. But next year, we'll be ready to go. We're gonna celebrate the New Year, but not like the world. We getting drunk. You know, everybody because I know one year, Stormy, she was like, let's go to because we know somebody that has a nightclub, so we had went, and it was on New Year's. So she said, let's just go. My grandma had passed. And she was like, let's go out there. And I think it was a year after my grandma passed. And we went out there and they started playing that New Year music. Man, I started crying. I wasn't drunk enough. I just started crying. I started thinking about my grandma. You know, and that's what to me. I think them holidays put you they put you in a state of mind where if a person's missing, like it's gonna put you there. You're gonna be sad. You're gonna start crying. So it makes you depressed. You know, it's not a time of happiness, especially if you're missing somebody. So yeah, I was just like, you know what, we shouldn't have been here no way. That's exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm booing, like tears running down, all that. So, but yeah, but that's New Year's for you, you know. But our New Year is nice, and you know the sun is coming in and it's shining, and you know days start to become longer than night. You know the trees and everything start blooming. So you know they can celebrate their New Year in the midst of death. But when we celebrate ours, it's at the beginning of life, at the beginning of everything being renewed. So hopefully this year, wherever you were at last year, you'll be better this year. So anybody got anything they want to pray about?
Pray for my mama.
Okay. What's your mom's name?
Melanie.
Melody?
Melanie.
Melanie. Nee. Okay. Try to spell it the best way.
Melonee.
Okay. I'm close. I can pronounce it. All right. What? Anybody else? No. Okay. All right. Anybody want to get the Most High some thanks this morning?
Yeah, I do. I just want to thank him that the week ended good for me.
Okay. All right. I want to thank the Most High just for keeping me patient during this process with this property. I also want to thank him for his mercy because a lot of things have been done on the Sabbath, not by me necessarily, but by people that's working. They only can come on come to the house and work on the Sabbath. I be like, do you have to work on Sabbath? Yeah, that's the only day we have. Come on, man. I just thank him for his mercy, and his grace. Thank him for a whole new year. I just thank him that we have this spot now. Hopefully, we can fill this spot. It's gonna take all of us, not just me or Sydney or Mike. It's gonna take everybody. We have to let people know that we have a space now. Because everybody, probably about a year ago, 2 years ago, it was like, do you have somewhere where where you guys meet, or we just meeting at my house? They'd be like, it's kind of a turnoff. But now we can tell them, hey, we can say we have a space that you can come to. It's a start. We got a bathroom, got a hand wash station back there, got some chairs and some tables. You can come help us out. You can make it better. So we just start from the ground, and we'll work our way up. So anybody else got anything they want to thank the Most High for?
Yeah, thank the Most High for getting me through the week, because I've been trying to schedule a lot of things. Just dealing with it, like therapy. What else? Work schedule and all that. Just scheduling things, and I kind of messed up a little. I think I was messing up a little bit on my scheduling. So, but I got it figured out, because it was kind of messing with me. So, yeah, I think the Most High I got through that. And just get me through the week in another year.
Anybody else? No? All right. I'm pretty sure I got something to thank the Most High for.
For life, with space, just to be able, like you said, like you were saying, this week I've been dealing with that week. You changing my mentality about what you just. I'm trying to remember exactly what you said, so I don't misinterpret. But you were saying we get to meet. Sometimes you take for granted the small things, like we get to walk, we get to meet. Something like you said, some people don't get to do that, and just the fact that we get to do something, we still healthy, we still get to do just something simple like that.
Yeah, everything takes work, and as you all leader, man, I'm working for y'all, so I'm just being the servant and just trying to provide with y'all, everything that we need to make us better. So, and then I'm not neglecting y'all, even though I'm working on my house, I have three children. I ain't, I have to do this. We all have to understand that we're in bonds, and we just need to, work towards what the Most High have us, a part of. Right now, everybody, we're a part of family, and this is not my ministry. This is ours. So, and that's pretty much what I, let everybody know. Like, hey, when it comes to everything we do, it's transparent because it belongs to us. That's just like, the hands and the eyes and the feet and everything. Everything on the body knows what's going on with the body. So we have to remember that. We can't do nothing without one another. But yeah. So everybody's thankful. So we're gonna go ahead and open up in prayer. And then we'll go ahead and go to Ecclesiasticus and read chapter 1, because we're in the first week. And then we'll start with the lesson, and we'll go from there. All right. Everybody, sisters, y'all got your head covered. All right. Brothers, your head is uncovered. We're going to go ahead and pray. Ahaya, we just thank you for allowing us to make it to the end of this week, Ahaya, the first week of the year. Ahaya, you must have the sun moving fast, as far as, going up and down, because, the time is really moving ahead. Ahaya, we just thank you for allowing us to be here in this space. We thank you for our health, for everybody that's listening and everybody that are listening, in the future. I want to, we all, want to lift up our thoughts and prayers for Sister Tab's mom, Melanie. I just pray whatever she has going on. I just pray that you heal her from it or take it away. I just pray that you allow this lesson to be understood. I just thank you for everything that you're giving us as far as our ministry, as far as Pamela. And I just pray and thank you for all things. In your son Yeshua's name we pray. Amen. All right. So let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 1. All right. We have 29 verses. We have 5 people. All right. So we'll split it up into 6 verses. I'll start first, and then we'll work our way around. All right. Chapter 1, Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 1. All wisdom comes from the Most High, and is with him forever. Who can number the sand of the sea, and the drops of the rain, and the days of eternity? Who can find out the height of heaven, and the breadth of the earth? The breadth of the earth, and the deep and wisdom. Wisdom have been created before all things, and understanding of prudence from everlasting. The word of Ahia, the Most High, is the fountain of wisdom, and her ways are everlasting commandments. To whom have the root of wisdom been revealed, or who have known her wise counsels?
Unto whom hath the knowledge of wisdom been made manifest, and who hath understood her great experience? There is one wise and greatly to be feared, the Most High sitting upon his throne. He created her, and saw her, and numbered her, and poured her out upon all his works. She is with all flesh to his gift, and he hath given her to them that love him. The fear of the Most High is honor, and glory, and gladness, and a crown of rejoicing. The fear of the Most High maketh a merry heart, and giveth joy, and gladness, and a long life.
Whoso feareth the Most High, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. To fear the Most High is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. She hath built an everlasting foundation with men, and she shall continue with their seed. To fear the Most High is fullness of wisdom, and filleth men with her fruits. She filleth all their house with things desirable in the garners with her increase. The fear of the Most High is the crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health, to flourish both which are the gift of God, and it enlarges their rejoicing that love him.
Wisdom raineth down skill and knowledge of understanding, standing, and exalteth them to honor that hold her fast. The root of wisdom is to fear the Most High, and the branches thereof are long life. The fear of the Most High driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. The furious man cannot be justified, for the sway of his spirit shall be his destruction. A patient man will tear for a time, and afterward joy shall spring up unto him. He will hide his words for a time, and the lips of many shall declare his wisdom.
Okay, y'all, I'm reading from this complete apocryphal, but it seemed to be different, but okay, here we go. A parable of knowledge is in the treasures of wisdom, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner.
So you good to go.
If you desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and the Lord will give her to you freely. For the fear of the Lord is wisdom and instruction. Faith and humility are his good pleasure. Don't disobey the fear of the Lord. Don't come to him with a double heart. Don't be a hypocrite in the mouth of men. Keep watch over your lips. Don't exalt yourself lest you fall and bring dishonor upon your soul. The Lord will reveal your secrets and will cast you down in the midst of the congregation, because you didn't come to the fear of the Lord, and your heart was full of deceit.
All right. Those are some great words for the first week of the year. So we just thank the Most High, for the wuwak and the wisdom that she provides to men. And y'all, we're gonna go ahead and get in this lesson. The title, I don't know, I guess you could call it time, but it's more of an in-depth, study on time as far as the history of time after the flood. So it's pretty much what it's about. So let's go to Jubilees, chapter 5, verse 21. We're going to read all the way to chapter 6, verse 38. So we're just going to stay in the Jubilees the whole time. And I might, hit some precepts, but at this time I don't have any plan. I just want to, give, everybody an understanding on time, since we still in the midst of that lesson on YouTube. All right. Let me get there right. Start at chapter 5, verse 21. The building of the ark, the flood.
This is the book of Jubilees, chapter 5, verse 21. And he commanded Noah to make him an ark, that he might save himself from the waters of the flood. And Noah made the ark in all respects as he commanded him. In the 27th Jubilee of years, in the 5th week, in the 5th year, on the new moon of the first month.
All right, so Noah created the ark. All right, check it out. He created the ark. He started working on the ark on the new moon of the first month. All right, so that new moon right there, the first month, is the first day. All right, it's the first day of what? Of spring. Yeah, so it was in this week right here when Noah started making the ark. He started making the ark this Sunday, many years ago, right? Many jubilees. We'll just say jubilees. All right, we'll say weeks. If y'all ain't seen the video yet. Anyway, I'm telling you, y'all watch this video, man. Y'all, yes, 7 years. Yep. So everything that you need to know as far as time will be in that video. But many weeks ago, Noah built the ark this Sunday that just passed. All right. So we actually can tell and we actually know exactly when stuff happened based off the time that we're following. All right, go ahead, brother.
Verse 23.
Uh-huh.
And he entered in the 6th year thereof, in the 2nd month, on the new moon of the 2nd month, till the 16th. And he entered, and all that we brought to him into the ark, and the Most High closed it from without on the 17th evening.
All right, so what did the Most High allow in the ark, y'all? Yes. Now, how many unclean animals did he let in? If y'all can remember.
About 2 years, right?
Yeah, it was a pair, yes. Now, of clean animals, how many did he let in?
7.
All right, so 7 pairs, right? All right, but y'all only one.
But he only let 2 unclean.
Yes, just 2 unclean. Yep. So it was a pair. It was a pair, like a male and female. And then if it was 7, then there had to be 7 7 pairs of clean animals. But he had to sacrifice, because you're gonna see how long he was in the boat. He was in the boat for a long time, and then he had to sacrifice when he got off the boat. So the Most High gave him enough clean animals to sacrifice. Yep. All right. So here, y'all know what that said, right? I want to go to it.
Go to what?
That precept.
Go to.
All right. I think Genesis chapter 7. So we're going to Genesis chapter 7. I might be wrong, y'all. Chapter 7. What is it?
Start at verse 1.
Verse 1. Okay.
Book of Genesis, chapter 7, verse 1. And the Most High said unto Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteousness before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, the male and his female.
All right.
And of beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and his female.
See, that's good right there. Yep. So y'all see that, right? All right. So we read it. I ain't read that in a minute, but it stuck. Because I had, when we be talking about the law, everybody want to say that, the law is only for the children of Israel, but Noah was keeping the law. Yeah. It was unclean and it was clean food back then. So they be lying. Hey, I'm just gonna say it plain. They be lying. All right. So the law was here way before then when it came to eating. All right. So let's go back to Jubilees. So he entered in the 6th year thereof in the 2nd month on the new moon on the 2nd month. All right, to the 16th day. And he entered and all that we brought to him into the ark. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And the Most High opened 7 floodgates of heaven, and the months of the fountains of the great deep, 7 mouths in number. And the floodgates began to pour down water from the heaven 40 days and 40 nights.
Now read 24 one more time.
And the Most High opened 7 floodgates of heaven, and the mouths of the fountains of the great deep, 7 mouths in number.
All right, so he opened up the deeps, right? The depths. All right, so people try to say that there's crest, like we sit like we on some globe or something. Like I ain't saying we dealing with a flat earth, but it ain't what they tell us in science. Because if you open up the great depths, according to science, it's gonna let lava on the earth, right? Because they say there's magma down there in the core, right? And then it ain't, that's all you got, the crust, the mantle, or whatever they call it. I know all that. I love that stuff. And it was nothing but lies. I was in love with lies, right? We all were. So we probably had to make a project, right? But no, it was the earth. It is the earth, all right? And the earth came out of what? The waters. All right, we go back to Genesis and we read that it came out of the waters. So the earth is sitting on water. All right, so the Most High opened up the great depths. I mean, he opened the earth up and he allowed what? All right, how many continents do we have? 7. You hear that though? We got 7 continents. So that means the Most High, he said he what? He opened up the depths in what? In 7 miles? Now we got 7 continents. Ain't that something?
I didn't think about that.
So the Most High, when he split up Eden, because Eden was the name of the whole landmass that we had. When we learned in school, they called it Pangea. So the Most High split that up. He split Eden into 7 different landmasses. All right. All right, you with me? You with me, Chad?
What precept? Give me a precept for that.
For which one?
That whole look.
The Eden?
Yes.
God knows. That's what I'm saying. Let me see the number.
You can get back to me again.
Hold on, let me. I'm trying to remember where I read it. It might be in the. Let's go to Genesis right quick, because I know. Let's go to Genesis. Genesis chapter 2. And start at
verse 8.
no 7.
Okay.
Yep.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High Power formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life.
All right, go ahead.
And man became a living soul. And the Most High Power planted a garden eastward in Eden.
All right, so you hear that? So he planted a garden eastward in Eden. So he made man, and then he planted a garden eastward in Eden. All right, so Eden was the whole earth. Like the Garden of Eden, that's just saying the garden of that landmass. So he just put a garden on the eastern part of Eden. All right, keep reading.
And there he put the man whom he had formed.
All right, so it says there he put the man that he had formed. So he didn't form Adam in the garden. He formed Adam outside the garden, and he put him in the garden, which was east of Eden. All right. Now I can't remember exactly what that precept was. Where I read it's in the Jubilees or it's in Jasher, but it tell you that the landmass was called Eden. It just saying straight out. All right. I have to get back with you on that. And then you said you said something else about the earth splitting.
It just seemed like you were saying, you said Earth was even, the whole landmass was even. Right?
Yeah, it was called Eden. Yes.
But before then, you had said that when the Earth came up and it split into 7 continents. I just wanted to know.
No. When the flood came, it split the earth. That's how the earth split up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like that.
I mean, the flood split it into
Yes, ma'am.
7. You didn't mean the Most High made it.
No.
Okay,
No,
gotcha.
man. Yeah, because when the flood came, that's when he said he opened up the mouths of the great depths. Like when you watch the movie 2012, when all that water and stuff came and like everything just like shifted, that's what happened with the flood. Yeah, because you had water coming from the heavens and you had water coming from above, so he had to open everything up. Yep. And then, in science, they tell us that a comet came down here and hit Pangea. So Edom and Lucifer just completely renamed the landmass to Pangea. Pangea. I mean, goodness, where you get that from? All right, let's keep going. All right, 24. Yeah, so he opened up the floodgates to the heavens.
And the mouths of the fountains of the great deep, 7 mouths in number. And verse 25. And the floodgates began to pour down water from heaven 40 days and 40 nights.
All right, so it rained 40 days and 40 nights. It's somewhere else in history we have 40 days and 40 nights. That's when Christ fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. Yep. All right, go ahead.
And the fountains of the deep also sent up waters until the whole earth was full of water.
All right, so there go the fountains of the deep. It brought waters up till the whole earth was full of waters. Go ahead.
And the waters increased upon the earth. 15 cubits did the waters rise above all the high mountains. And the ark was lifted up above the earth. And it moved upon the face of the waters. And the water prevailed on the face of the earth 5 months. 150 days.
All right, so 150 days the water just sat on the earth. All right, that's a long time. 5 months, right? All right, go ahead.
And the ark went and rested on the top of Lubar, on one of the mountains of Ararat. And on the new moon, in the 4th month the fountains of the great deep were closed, and the floodgates of heaven were restrained. All
right, so we know that Moses he's being given this information. So how did they know? How did they know it was Mount Ararat at that time? All right, we got to understand, like when we read the scriptures, like when the angel of the presence or the angel of the Lord was giving Noah this information, he was relating to Noah based on what they knew at that time. So if an angel came to us and told us some information, that would be like, down there in Belle Meade is where, or down there in Spartanburg is where we did this, 7 Jubilees ago, So, when you read in the scripture, that's all that's happening. Those names those are names that Noah probably named that mountain or something, Ararat or something. We don't know, but those were the names that were familiar with Noah at the time and the people that were living in that time frame. All right. Okay.
Verse 29 again.
Mm-hmm.
And on the new moon in the 4th month, the fountains of the great deep were closed, and the floodgates of heaven were restrained.
All right. So in the 4th month is the summer. So in the summertime, that's when the floodgates were closed, right? Go ahead.
And on the new moon of the 7th month, all the mouths of the abysses of the earth were open.
All the mouth of the abysses were open, so everything went back. All the water went back into the earth. So that's fall or autumn. All right. So all the waters went back into the great depths. Go ahead.
And the water began to descend into the deep below.
Mm-hmm.
And on the new moon of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains were seen. And on the new moon of the 1st month, the earth.
Okay, so the new moon of what?
Of the 10th month.
All right, the new moon of the 10th month, on the 10th, and the new moon of the 10th month is the beginning of winter. So all this happened during winter, during the time of winter. All right, go ahead.
The tops of the mountains were seen.
Mm-hmm.
And on the new moon of the 1st month, the earth became visible.
Okay.
And the waters disappeared from above the earth in the 5th week in the seventh year thereof.
All right, in the 5th week, in the what? In the
7th year thereof.
Okay.
And on the 17th day in the 2nd month, the earth was dry.
All right, the 17th day on the 2nd month would be April 21st of this year. So the earth was dry on April 21st of this year. All right. Now I got a calendar where I went in and I put in all the days according to the calendar that we follow. All right. Y'all made off of my work schedule. Continue.
Verse 32. And on the 27th thereof, he opened the ark and sent forth from it beasts and cattle and birds and every moving thing.
All right. So Noah didn't open up the ark and let them out like they show you in the movies or in or what else was the cartoons. Like the Most High opened it up because I would have never went down there with them beasts. I'd have been like, man, hey, the beasts were attacking, us back then. All right, because Adam and Eve broke their covenant. So when you read in the book of Adam and Eve, it'll talk about that. Like the animals were trying to attack Adam and Eve because of what they did. Because Adam and Eve didn't just mess up things for man, they messed up things for the animals too. They were like, man, I don't like you. Now I'm being hunted. So Bambi came up and started biting, Like, I was good, The lion was eating grass just like me, All right. So, the Most High opened up that ark for Noah. I ain't gonna let him get you, Go ahead.
Chapter 6, verse 1. And on the new moon of the 3rd month, he went forth from the ark and built an altar on that mountain.
All right. So in the new moon of the 3rd month, he built an ark. Not an ark. He built an altar, excuse me. All right. So in the new moon of what's it? What month was it again? The 3rd month. All right. So now we're moving into the Feast of Weeks, right? All right. If anybody had that calendar out, let me pull the calendar out real quick. 1 second. Pull it up on Telegram. All right. Stick with me. All right, the Feast of Weeks is the 14th. Excuse me, it starts on the 8th. It goes through the 14th. All right. But Noah started, he came out the ark on May 5th, according to the calendar. All right, go ahead.
Verse 2. And he made atonement for the earth and took a kid and made atonement by its blood for all the guilt of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
For everything that had been on it had been destroyed, save those that were in the ark with Noah. And he placed the fat thereof on the altar. And he took an ox, and a goat, and a sheep, and kids, and salt, and a turtle dove, and the young of a dove, and placed a burnt sacrifice on the altar, and poured thereon an offering mingled with oil, and sprinkled wine, and strewed frankincense over everything, and caused a goodly savor to arise, acceptable before the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High smelt the goodly savor, and he made a covenant with him that there should not be any more a flood to destroy the earth.
All right, so the Most High made a covenant that he wouldn't flood the earth again. Go ahead.
That all the days of the earth, seed time and harvest, let me do that again. That all the days of the earth, seed time and harvest should never cease.
Mm-hmm.
Cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night should not change their order, never cease, nor cease forever.
All right, so the Most High was saying, I'll never flood the earth again. And I won't, allow the earth to miss any seasons. All right, because when the flood happened, if it was raining and, for 40 days and 40 nights, and you had all that moisture on the earth, it was just dark. It had to be. It wasn't sunny at all. It wasn't pleasant. All right, so at this time, I wonder how it was. I wonder if it was cold, or I don't know what season the Most High allowed that, continue for that whole year that Noah was in the ark. All right, go ahead.
Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
And you increase ye and multiply on the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and become many upon it, and be a blessing upon it. The fear of you and the dread of you I will inspire in everything that is on the earth and in the sea.
All right, so now he's telling Noah, look, I'm going to make all the beasts afraid of you. So now you ain't got to worry about them. They're not going to bother you. All right, because I'm reestablishing that covenant that I made with who? Yep. All right, because in the future date, we're gonna go back into those covenants that were made. You remember we did? Y'all remember the lesson we did on the covenants? Y'all remember that?
It wasn't a video, was it?
No. It
It was just a regular Sabbath lesson?
was just a Sabbath lesson. I'm not gonna make a video out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, man. Like, it was a lot of covenants made. The Most High tried to reestablish man over and over and over again. He that mercy was always placed upon our ancestors, and we would after a certain amount of years we would blow it. Probably take. We're gonna keep reading up. You'll see.
Verse 6. And behold, I have given you all beasts and all winged things and everything that moves on the earth and the fish in the waters and all things for food, as the green herbs. I have given you all things to eat. But flesh with the life thereof, with the blood, ye shall not eat. For the life of all flesh is in the blood, lest your blood of your lives be required. At the hand of every man, at the hand of every beast will I require the blood of man.
All right, so when we see this now, it says we can eat every beast and every green herb. We know that there's laws to that. Because we seen the laws earlier. There's clean beasts and there's unclean beasts. There's certain herbs we can't deal with, and there's certain herbs that we can deal with. All right, but the Most High has been extremely specific about this blood, y'all. So when we talk about the blood, we got to cook all the blood out. All right, there's no reason why none of the Gentiles should not be eating blood. All right, so they eat blood on a regular basis. We're not supposed to eat the blood of anything, so they have no excuse for why they're doing it. They can't say, well, I'm not an Israelite, or I'm not, they'll say I'm not a Jew. It don't matter if you're a Jew or not. One of your fathers was at this ceremony right here, this ritual. So, with the Most High, so you all men are under this covenant right here, all of us. All right, go ahead.
Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of Ahiah made he man. And you
It says for the image of what?
In the image of Ahiah made he man.
All right, so that the Most High we're an image of the Most High, right? that's just powerful in itself. So you know, the Most High always tell us that we can't trust in man, right? Because we start what? We start worshiping men. We start worshiping what? The image, and not the Creator. All right. But read that again for the sake of what we're talking about.
Mhm. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed.
Mm-hmm.
For in the image of a higher made he man.
Mm.
Verse 10. And you increase ye and multiply on the earth.
Mm.
And Noah and his sons swore that they would not eat any blood that was in any flesh. And he made a covenant before the Most High Power forever throughout all the generations of the earth in this month.
Mm.
On this,
Right. Go ahead.
on this account, he spake to thee that thou shouldest make a covenant with the children of Israel in this month upon the mountain with an oath, and that thou shouldest sprinkle blood upon them because of all the words of the covenant.
All right, y'all heard this before. Keep going.
Which the Most High made with them forever.
So y'all heard this, right? So the same time Noah did this covenant many jubilees ago, right? They did it. They did the same ritual or the same covenant all over again on the Mount on Mount Sinai, right? Or the covenant that we read about. That I'll bring that scripture up every time and show everybody. Look, we did a blood ritual with who? With a high. All right, our forefathers, right? And then you had Gentiles out there. They witnessed it, right? Okay. So this is very not important, but you see how special this is. All right, the Most High took us right back, and established a covenant with man through our people, the same way He established a covenant with Noah when he got off the ark. This is special. All right, and there's a timeline. That's why Jubilees, this book right here, is so important because you get the real history on everything, when it happened, what time, what day, what month, what year. You get all that history. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11 again.
Mm-hmm.
On this account he spake to thee that thou shouldest make a covenant with the children of Israel in this month upon the mountain with an oath, and that thou shouldest sprinkle blood upon them because of all the words of the covenant, which the Most High made with them forever.
All right, let's read that right quick. Let's go to Exodus right quick. We studying, y'all. We studying. All right, let's go to Exodus chapter what? 24,
Yep.
verse 8. Wait, verse 3, excuse me. And we're going to end at verse 8, excuse me.
Oh, we don't need to be good.
I was gonna look at them, it was on my phone, but I said I turned. Okay, Exodus 20. What's the verse?
3.
The book of Exodus, chapter 24, verse 3. And Moses came and told the people all the words of the Most High, and all the judgments of the and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which the Most High has said will we do.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses wrote all the words of the Most High, and rose up early in the morning, and builded an altar under the hill and 12 pillars, according to the 12 tribes of Israel.
All right, now I want y'all to see something now. Every time it says, when we read right here, it says, and he, go to verse 1 right quick.
Verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And he said unto Moses, come up unto the Most High, thou and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses alone shall come near the Most High, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him.
So who told him this? Nope. Christ. Because when we're gonna let's get another precept since we're studying. All right. Let's go to Jubilees. I gotta find it. Where is it? All right. So the Most High talked to him first. All right, in that pillar. I gotta find it. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Can of pass. Oh, I bet you I ain't gonna be able to find it now. Now that I'm on put on the spot. Bet you I ain't gonna be able to find it. I'm looking for a way to tell you I got it right here. Okay, I got it. Go to chapter 1 in the Jubilees. All right. And we're gonna read verse 1 and 2. We're gonna read verse 1 through 3.
Book of Jubilees, chapter 1, verse 1. And it came to pass in the first year of the exodus of the children of Israel out of Egypt.
All right, so we proving that Moses was talking. Ahia taught him certain things, and then Christ taught him other things. So we're gonna read this right quick. Go ahead.
In the 3rd month, on the 16th day of the month, that Ahia spake to Moses, saying, Come up to me on the mount, and I will give thee 2 tables of stone of the law and of the commandment, which I have written, that thou mayest teach them. And Moses went up into the mount of Ahia, and the glory of the Most High abode on Mount Sinai. And a cloud overshadowed it 6 days. And he called.
You heard it? And a cloud overshadowed it 6 days. How long was Moses up there? He was up there for 40 days. Yeah. Yes. For 6 days. So the Most High taught them for 6 days. Go ahead.
And he called to Moses on the 7th day out of the midst of the cloud, and the appearance of the glory of the Most High was like a flaming fire on the top of the mount. And Moses was on the mount 40 days and 40 nights. And Ahia taught him the earlier and the latter history of the division of all the days of the law and of the testimony.
All right, so now let's go to. He was up there longer than that. Y'all forgive me. Forgive me. It was my bad. I be getting excited. All right, now let's go to chapter 2. So Moses was talking with the Most High all through chapter 1. All right, and then we get to chapter 2. This is where Christ takes over. All right, read the header for this one.
Yes, the history of the 22 distinct acts of creation on the 6 days.
All right, and it also says the angel dedicates. Excuse me, not dedicate. I can't read it right now. Dictates to Moses the who is that?
I ain't got that in mind.
The what? I don't even know how
Angel
to pronounce
dictates to Moses the
primeval.
primeval.
Yeah,
Yeah.
primeval history. I guess that's old history. Primal. Yeah, it's wrote funny.
Yeah.
All right, so you see, there's an angel that dictates to Moses the early history. I'm just gonna say early history. All right, so read chapter 2, verse 1.
Yes, sir. Jubilees chapter 2, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the angel of the presence spake to Moses according to the word of the Most High.
All right, so the angel of the present at that time was Christ. All right, go ahead.
Saying, write the complete history of the creation, how in 6 days the Most High Ahia finished all his works and all that he created, and kept Sabbath on that seventh day, and hallowed it for all ages,
Mm-hmm.
and appointed it as a sign for all his works.
All right, all right there. Now I'm gonna go to chapter 10. I'm gonna go to it. You know, we study it, right? Make sure I get going to the right place. 10 evil spirits. We're going, yeah. Yep. Let's see. Benignant. Hold on, give me 1 second, y'all. I gotta find it. All right, go to verse 9 and 10. 10, chapter 10 in the Jubilees, verse 9. I just showing that you're going to see where the Most High is being talked about from somebody else. I guess you would call it from the third person. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Book of Jubilees, chapter 10, verse 9.
From the narrator, right, of this talking to Moses. Go ahead.
And he said, let the 10th part of them remain before him,
Mm-hmm.
and let 9 parts descend into the place of condemnation. And one of us,
He said what?
And one of us,
One of who?
one of us,
One of us.
he commanded that we should teach Noah all their medicines,
Mm-hmm.
for he knew that they would not walk in uprightness,
Mm-hmm.
nor strive in righteousness.
All right, so you see where you had the narrator saying, he told one of us to teach or to teach Noah or give Noah the medicines that they needed to ward off the malignant spirits, which are the evil spirits. All right, so that's Christ telling Noah, look, not Noah, but Moses, one of the angels had to teach Noah how to, use the right vegetation to fight off the evil spirits. All right, so this is Christ speaking right here to Moses. All right, based off pulling it out of the Book of Jubilees, because I can't get it out. Christ spoke with all the prophets. All right, he dealt with Adam all the way up to, of course, he's the son of Ahiah, but we know that he was a prophet as well while he was on the earth. That's what he was called. But he's the son of Ahiah. All right.
He's the angel of the presence and the angel of the Lord.
Both, yeah. In this case, let's say the angel of the presence. But when you read in the scriptures, when you hear the angel of the Lord, like this, let's go somewhere right quick. Let's go to Revelations. All right. Because we gotta bring Christ all the way out there. Christ is extremely important, and he's the messenger. He's the mediator between us and the higher. All right, so let's go to Revelation chapter 1, verse 1.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
The revelation of Yeshua Christ, which Ahiah gave unto him.
Who?
Which Ahiah gave unto him.
All right, so the revelation of Christ, which Ahiah gave to him. Go ahead.
To show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
All right, so it was showed unto his servants, which must shortly come to pass, right? Things which shortly come to pass. Go ahead.
And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John.
All right, so Ahiah sent his angel, all right, to his servant John, which is who? Christ. All right, and when we see angel, a lot of people see angel, they read angel, and they act like angel is not. Angel just means God. So when you see angel, it's just, if we could take that out, that would be either God or that would be power. All right. It makes sense. All right. Because I don't have the Strongs, but angel just means L or power. So the power. He's a lowercase power. The higher is the he got all the upper cases in the power, you know. And it's another place in the book of Psalms. I can't remember where it said where where David is talking about a higher like sin in Christ. So you have an uppercase, all uppercase Lord, and then you have another Lord. I can't think of that verse though, but it's all in the scriptures where it shows Christ below a higher, and he's being sent to the prophets. All right, we know Christ is in the heavens now. He's waiting to come back down here. So whenever you hear somebody saying that God is talking to them of the Lord, I'm like, man, nah. Now, angel might be coming down here, but it's not Christ and it's not the Most High. They're not talking to you. You know, maybe the Holy Spirit. I'm pretty sure the Holy Spirit has some type of hierarchy too, but that hasn't been revealed to us. All right, let's go back to the Jubilees. So you good, Sister Tab? Okay, all right. We're gonna hit all questions in the time of study. All right, so where we at, brother?
Verse 12.
Verse 12, chapter 6. Okay. So is it interesting? Learning something new? I know. We getting tab. We're gonna fill tab up. We're gonna fill the cup up. Yes. All right, verse 12. I just thank the Most High that I can find out. I can remember all that because must be that smooth down thing. It's crazy. That brain working good.
Yeah.
All right, verse 12, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay.
Jubilees chapter 12, chapter 6, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
And the testimony is written concerning you that you should observe it continually, so that you should not eat on any day any blood of beasts or birds or cattle during all the days of the earth. And the man who eats the blood of beasts or of cattle or birds during all the days of the earth, he and his seed shall be rooted out of the land.
All right. Now we didn't finish reading Exodus chapter 24 verses 3 through 8. All right. But for everybody listening and to everybody here, we're gonna go back and read that. All right. Before we read it, might read verse 11 again.
On this account he spake to thee that thou shouldest make a covenant with the children of Israel in this month upon the mountain with an oath, and that thou shouldest sprinkle blood upon them because of all the words of the covenant which the Most High made with them forever.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go to Exodus.
Which one was that one?
Say again.
What was y'all reading?
Jubilees, chapter 6, verse 11. Exodus chapter 24. Verse 3. And then again, Christ is telling Moses, it said, on this account, he spake to thee that thou should make a covenant with the children of Israel. So Ahiah did tell him when he was up there speaking, through that fire. Because Ahiah wasn't on that cloud. He was still in the heavens. He was just speaking through that fire. All right. Because if Ahiah would have came down here, it would have been a problem.
Yeah.
It would have destroyed everything. Because all the sin down here. So it would have just, I don't know. It'd have been like, I don't know if anybody watched Dragon Ball Z, but like them jokers get on there, they start powering up, they can destroy a whole planet. You know what I'm saying? How you come in? He ain't powering though. He already got all the power. He's like, I just don't think it's right. It's not right, and I can't go away from what I said, so it's got to go. Woo. All right, go ahead. Where we at?
Verse 3.
Verse 3, all right, talking about the blood covenant.
Yep. Book of Exodus chapter 24, verse 3.
All right, the blood covenant we just read about in Jubilee. So the Bible and Jubilees, they both say the same thing. Certain parts you might get more detail. We're going to get more detail about what we read in Jubilees in the scriptures.
Verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses came and told the people all the words of the Most High, and all the judgments. And all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which the Most High have said will we do.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses wrote all the words of the Most High, and rose up early in the morning, and built an altar under the hill and 12 pillars, according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Most High.
The Levites, go ahead.
And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people, and they said, all that the Most High has said will we do, and be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, behold, the blood of the covenant, which the Most High hath made with you concerning all these words.
All right. And then the new covenant with Christ, right, is a blood covenant too. So Christ's blood has been put on this, right? So that it's just been reestablished again. Wow. All right. So let's go back to let's go back to Jubilees chapter 6, verse 12. So Christ up here telling him about all this and knowing that his blood gonna have to be shed when he come down here. So just imagine, you an angel, you ain't never felt nothing like that. No, it ain't gonna be nothing. Christ got down, he started sweating blood. Let me quit laughing because I'm scared to myself. I don't want to die either. But boy, he was sweating blood, boy. Woo! Goodness.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish.
Verse 12 of Jubilees chapter 6, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
And this testimony is written concerning you, that you should observe it continually, so that you should not eat on any day any blood of beasts or cat or birds or cattle during all the days of the earth. And the man who eats blood of the beasts or of the cattle or birds during all the days of the earth, he and his seed shall be rooted out of the land. And do thou command the children of Israel to eat no blood, so that their names and their seed may be before the Most High our power continually. And for this law there is no limit of days, for it is forever. They shall observe it throughout their generations, so that they may continue supplicating on your behalf with blood before the altar, every day and at that time of morning and even in evening. They shall seek forgiveness on your behalf perpetually before the Most High, that they may keep it and not be rooted out.
And that's crazy. Like when you think about it, when we do cook meat, right? We cook it all the time. Some people eat meat a lot, but for us, when we do eat meat, like we cook it, we pray for it, and most people ask for forgiveness every time they pray. And we don't know nothing about this. We just doing it. So like I think we was reading something. I think it was in Jeremiah 17. It was talking about he would place our sins or things on our mind on the children, right? That we would see this stuff. Like so, it's just like it's in our like sciences. The scientists have proven that like there's a history chain in your DNA. So everything that's done happened, like from your forefathers and your grandparents all the way back then, it's in you. So it's like we do stuff and we don't even know we're doing it. It's just automatic. All right. I hope Mr. Daniel don't bring that dog in here. Oh my, he gonna scare y'all. And hopefully he won't open that door. He should. Yeah, he just pulled up. Yeah. No, he gonna bring it in here, but I hope he don't open that door. Cause he gonna got a big German Shepherd. But he all right though. But all right, let's go.
Verse 15. And he gave to Noah and his sons a sign that there should not again be a flood on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
He set his bow in the cloud for a sign of the eternal covenant, that there should not again be a flood on the earth to destroy it all the days of the earth. For this reason, it is ordained and written on the heavenly tablets, that they should celebrate the Feast of Weeks.
All right, so it says that the Most High shall what? He shall put his what? His bow in the heavens. What? His bow. How is that his bow? How we know that that's the Most High's bow? That's a sign for the Most High, the rainbow.
That's his promise.
Well, it is. It's his promise, but it's yes. All right, the Most High aura is a rainbow. Like you know how they had. I seen something on Cartoon Network where they was talking about the Rainbow Coalition, and they had Jesse Jackson, and this rainbow came above his head. That's just blasphemy. But that's blasphemy, man. Because like y'all were reading. Let's go to Revelation 4 right here. All right, very quick. It's 10:30. We're about to blaze through this lesson. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So Revelation chapter 4, verse 1 through 4. All right. The bow will be in verse 3. But we're gonna keep reading though.
Book of Revelation, chapter 4, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven.
So a door was open in heaven. So he was in the vision, right? He was out. He must have been fasting hard. All right, go ahead.
And the first voice which I heard was as it were of a trumpet, talking with me, which said, Come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter. And immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne.
Who?
And one sat on the throne.
All right, go ahead.
And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone.
So he looked like jasper and sardine stone. So he looked like, I don't know, he had a nice complexion. All right, because jasper and the sardine stone is like brown and like mahogany. So the Most High got the best complexion you can think of. Got all the alls on. He's never had it, but he anointed. I don't know. He just anointed. You know what I mean? The best complexion of all time. All right, go ahead.
And there was a rainbow around about the throne.
It was a who?
And there was a rainbow round about the throne.
All right, so there go that rainbow. So that's his bow. That's his aura. All colors. All right. Excuse me, Mike. All right.
In sight like unto an emerald.
In sight like unto an emerald. Go ahead.
Verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And round about the throne were 24 seats.
Yes.
And upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting clothed in white raiment, and they had on their heads crowns of gold.
All right, so we know that's the Most High. All right. We know that ain't Christ. I don't know who else it could be. That ain't Ra. That's a higher. All right. Looking glorious. All right, we're going to go into that.
So these people that be walking with those like rainbows, that they do the number 6, you know, for the gay pride, that's just straight blasphemy.
Blasphemy. Because that's the Most High's order. That's why they doing it, but they crazy. And some of them don't even know about these scriptures we talking about.
Yeah.
So the Most High going to be hot, but he already hot. But, you know what I'm saying? He going to be like, hey, you know, what was you thinking? He's like, it ain't no excuse because the Bible was there the whole time. You just, nah. But we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that one day. Our channel might get booted.
Yep.
Because if I go into that thing, it's going to be crazy. I'm going to have pictures for days. If we do it, I might have to put it on another channel. It might be a Pamela channel part 2 or something. So they can boot that channel. But we definitely, seriously, they ain't booting this one. They can boot that one because, man, we're gonna make that video and then we're gonna do Christ after that. All right, but Christ will be on the regular channel, but that other channel, I'm gonna have to make crazy videos on that channel because it might get taken down. I can say all type of stuff. But who here? Right.
Yeah, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
17.
17, okay.
For this reason it is ordained and written on the heavenly tablets that they should celebrate the Feast of Weeks in this month once a year.
All right, the Feast of Weeks is what? That's the that's the Feast of Weeks or first fruits and Day of Pentecost. All right, go ahead.
To renew the covenant every year.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole festival was celebrated in heaven from the day of creation till the days of Noah.
Say what?
And this whole festival was celebrated in heaven from the day of creation till the days of Noah.
All right, so it's very important that you make it to the Feast of Weeks. All right, this is one of those feasts that you must be at. You must be at Passover, you must be at Feast of Weeks, and you must celebrate Tabernacles. Those three right there are required by all males that are of the children of Israel. All right.
Let me think of that. You was an angel, you missed Feast of Weeks.
But you in trouble because you ain't got no excuse. There's no reason why you should miss anything in heaven because you ain't nothing hindering you. Unless you gotta be doing evil. If you're an angel and you miss it, what is you doing? Like, you have nothing stopping you. All right. All right, go ahead, bro.
26 jubilees in 5 weeks of years.
Mm-hmm.
And Noah and his sons observed it for 7 jubilees and 1 week of years.
All right, so for 7 jubilees, that's 350 years, y'all. So they did good for 350 years. Thank you. And then they went off. And that's just like the children of Israel. We did good for 300 years. And then it was over. We couldn't get it right. So we only lasted for 6 jubilees. All right, go ahead.
To the day of Noah's death, and from the day of Noah's death, his sons did away with it until the days of Abraham.
All right, so when Abraham came along, then it started happening again. Of course, Noah, Shem, Eber, and some of the other, elders, they kept it, but they're talking about, the Most High must be talking about, Christ must be talking about on a large scale. All right, go ahead.
And from the day of Noah's death, his sons did away with it until the days of Abraham, and they ate blood. But Abraham observed it, and Isaac and Jacob and his children observed it up to thy days.
Mm-hmm.
And in thy days the children of Israel forgot it until ye celebrated it anew on this mountain.
All right, so when they came out of Egypt, the laws were reestablished, right? So when we come out of Babylon, or we leave the ways of Babylon alone, what we run into? We run straight into these laws and the feast days that we're supposed to be keeping, that we ain't kept for generations, right? And we're doing it now, right? So it's the same thing. Same thing. This place is called what? Egypt, spiritual Egypt. All right. Egypt is really all over the freaking world. But Babylon is everywhere now. Because all the ways of Babylon, they in every nick and cranny of the earth. All right. Edom made sure that they'll, the ways of Babylon continue. All right. That's pretty much, that was his deal that he made with who? With Lucifer. Because Lucifer didn't give him his seat for nothing. So when you hear them brothers on the corner saying that Edom is the devil, they're pretty much saying that they're pretty much telling the truth, but it's pretty much just the leaders. Because if we go to Revelation 13, right quick, I hate we're going off like this. But I'm running my mouth. We gotta go and pull it out right quick. I'm in the wrong chapter. All right. So read 13 and 2 right quick.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard,
Mm-hmm.
and his feet were as the feet of a bear,
Mm-hmm.
and his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
Mm.
And the dragon gave him his power.
And the dragon gave him his power. So we know that this beast that is being spoken of in Revelation 13 is who? That's Europe. Because they have what? They have the feet of the leopard, the way of Alexander, and then they have the military fortitude of Persia. All right, and then they have the mouth of Babylon. So they teaching Babylonian customs, right? Because that's the lion, the bear, and the leopard. And then the last beast is is just eat them all together. All right. So he gave them the seat. Go ahead.
And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority.
All right, that's good right there. We ain't gonna keep going. Go. Keep going.
Verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death,
Mm-hmm.
and his deadly wound was healed.
Mm-hmm.
And all the world wondered after the beast.
Mm.
And they worshipped the dragon which gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
All right, stop right there. We're gonna quit before we get into another lesson. But you see this, right? So they worship the dragon, which gave power to the beast, and they worship the beast. All right. How was the beast able to be worshipped? They had to be because they marveled after what the dragon gave the beast. All right, if that makes sense. Because you got to remember, Edom got technology, everything just took off when they completely gave themselves up to especially during the rebirth. All right, we know that the rebirth was the Renaissance period when they came back into power, right? And then after that, when they came back into power in 1496, they just kept going up, and evil just kept going up. All right, and they came and they looked for us in every little piece of the earth. All right, let's go back to Jubilee.
Book of Jubilees.
I gotta bring all this out for Sister Tab. Tab like, hey, get that precept now. I see it. Go ahead.
Jubilees chapter 6, verse 20.
Uh-huh.
And do thou command the children of Israel to observe this festival in all their generations for a commandment unto them.
Mm-hmm.
One day in the year in this month they shall celebrate the festival.
Mm-hmm.
For it is the feast of weeks and the feast of first fruits.
Mm.
This feast is twofold and of a double nature.
Mm.
According to what is written and engraven concerning it, celebrate it.
Mm.
For I have written in the book of the first law.
He said, what now?
For I have written in the first book of the law, the book of the first law, in that which I have written for thee, that thou shouldest celebrate it in its season, one day in the year. And I explained to thee its sacrifices that the children of Israel should remember and should celebrate it throughout their generations in this month, one day in every year.
All right, so you see this, and then Christ is telling him, look, Christ gave him the book of the law. I wrote this book for you. All right? So that, man, I'm telling you, man, people got to quit playing with Christ. That's why when Christ said in Matthew 17 and 18, he said, look, let's go there right there. Let's read this. We got to read it. Because me, I'll be done. I can't, I don't remember scripture off the top of my head. I know where it's at. But I know what it say though. You know what I'm saying? It's 17. Like, Christ, like, how you gonna say I came to do away with the prophets? Like, I'm the one that gave them all the information, and Moses, and the law. Like, what are you talking about? I came down here and smelled this filthy out, and left the eternal place to be amongst y'all. That's working itself. I'm not, higher, forgive me if I'm saying the wrong thing, but if I was in the heavens and had to come down here, right now I'd be mad. I'm like, I'm about to die. Dang, Esau spraying everything. They probably know every mineral where he's spraying. Hey, there's probably thousands of them. All right, let me shut up. All right, go ahead, bro. Read 17 right quick.
Book of Matthew chapter 5, verse 17.
Uh-huh.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled.
See, this is the important part of this scripture. These two verses. Because everybody want to argue 17. You can take them to precept, you can break it down for them. Let's keep reading. It says the law don't go away until the earth is done. All right. The earth is still here, so you need to keep the law. Right? All right, keep going.
Verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
So which one you want to be? That's up to you to decide. And also it says the earth and the heaven. So earth and the heaven, that's 1 times 1. Oh. But you gotta have both of them, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if one, that ain't 1 times 1, that's 1 plus 1. All right. So that's 2. All right. But if you take 1 away, you still got 1. So 1 is always gonna be there. If that makes sense. I'll be quiet. I'm thinking about programming and all that, but there's always gonna be 1. So if earth is destroyed, the heaven will still exist and the commandments will still be established. Because as we read earlier, they keep commandments in the heavens, like Sidney was saying. What if an angel was late for the feast? It would be a problem. Like I don't think the Most High would have mercy on that angel. It would get dealt with. That power will get dealt with. All right. Let's go back, y'all. Let's go back. So he wrote the book, right? So Christ wrote the book. So you can't say he ain't trying to, he got rid of the law. He didn't get rid of it because he gave Moses the book. It says, "For I have written the book of the first law." All right, this chapter 6, verse 22. Go ahead.
"And that which I have written for thee, that thou shouldest celebrate it in its season, 1 day in the year. And I explained to thee its sacrifices, that the children of Israel should remember and should celebrate it throughout their generations in this month, 1 day in every year. And on the new moon of the first month,
and on who?
And on the new moon of the first month,
and
on the new moon of the 4th month, and on the new moon of the 7th month, and on the new moon of the 10th month, are the days of remembrance."
All the days of remembrance. So what are these days we just went through? I'm asking the sisters. Did they read them one more time? Read them one more time.
Passover.
Nope. No, we're gonna start at 23.
Verse 23.
And
on the new moon of the first month.
The new moon of the first month, what is that day? New Year's. All right, period. All right, now the new moon of what month? The 4th month?
4th month.
The new moon of the 4th month, what is that? Yes. All right. And then the new moon of the 7th month is yep. And new moon of the 10th month is winter. All right. Okay. And these are the days of remembrance, and it's going to tell us why. All right, as we continue to read.
"And the days of the seasons in the 4 divisions of the year, these are written and ordained as a testimony forever. And Noah ordained them for himself as feasts for the generations forever."
You see that? See, Noah ordained these as feasts, right? And it's going to tell us why. All right, go ahead.
"So that they have become thereby a memorial unto him. And on the new moon of the first month, he was bidden to make for himself an ark."
So on the new moon of the first month in spring, Noah started making them ark. All right, go ahead.
"And on that day, the earth became dry, and he opened the ark and saw the earth."
See, and on that day, a year later, what happened? The earth was dry. All right. So you see how this new stuff happening? All right, on the first day of the year. Go ahead.
"And on the new moon of the 4th month, the mouths of the depths of the abysses beneath were closed. And on the new moon of the 7th month, all the mouths of the abysses of the earth were opened."
Like we read earlier, right?
"And the waters began to descend into them. And on the new moon of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains were seen, and Noah was glad. And on this account he ordained them for himself as feasts, for a memorial forever. And thus are they ordained. And they placed them on the heavenly tablets. Each had 13 weeks.
Each had 13 weeks. All right. So it takes 13 weeks to complete each season. All right, go ahead.
From one to another past their memorial, from the first to the second, and from the second to the third, and from the third to the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
And all the days of the commandment will be 250 weeks of days.
2 and what?
250 weeks of days.
So 250 weeks of days. Now keep going.
And these will make the entire year complete.
Yes.
Thus it is engraven and ordained on the heavenly tablets. And there is no neglecting this commandment for a single year or from year to year.
All right. So it's telling you, look, it's a commandment that we must keep a what? A calendar with 52 weeks and how many days? 7 days. All right. So it's a law that we're supposed to observe this type of calendar. Of course we have to live based off of the calendar that Babylon and everybody dealing with, but we got to remember ours too. So it must be in your brain. You must be able to calculate what day it is according to the Most High. So we got to be smart. We got to be by calendar, like being bilingual. Well, we can jump from both of them because we got to still be on his time. All right, keep reading though.
And verse 32.
Uh-huh.
And command thou the children of Israel that they observe the years according to this reckoning. 364 days.
According to what reckoning?
364 days.
According to whose reckoning? The highest. And this how many days?
364 days.
Wow. Go ahead.
And these will constitute a complete year. And they will not disturb its time from its days and from its feasts. For everything will fall out in them according to their testimony. And they will not leave out any day nor disturb any feasts.
Yep.
But if they do neglect and do not observe them according to his commandment, then they will disturb all their seasons, and the years will be dislodged.
And the years, that's what happened, y'all. We lost time. We went into slavery. All right, when everything that happened to us, I'm talking about all the children of Israel, not just Judah, but Judah specifically. All right, we all lost time. We lost it. We lost our culture. And when we lost time, we lost everything. And that's the reason why we put that video together. Because we got to get back on time. If we get back on time, then we can start keeping the feast days. All right. And then also the commandments, everything will just line up. All right. Go ahead.
But if they do neglect and do not observe them according to his commandment, then they will disturb all their seasons, and the years will be dislodged from disorder. And they will disturb the seasons, and the years will be dislodged. And they will neglect their ordinances. And all the children
of Israel neglect what?
And all their ordinances.
See, when we neglect time, what? Like we talked, like I said earlier, we're gonna stop dealing with the law. Because without time, we don't know where we at. So when we came out of slavery, he told us it was, 1852, whatever. We was like, for real? Okay. Right there. You remember we was little, make sure you write the date on the left side, on the right side. You remember that? They made sure you knew that thing on calendar. All them freaking lives. Or Gary. What's his name? George? Gregory? Gregory? I want to call him everything but his name. Forget him. All right, come on. Because even Julius Caesar he had enough sense to make the first day in April close to the beginning of spring. This thing going what's his name again? Gregory. That dang on Gregory, man, he was an idiot. He was a straight idiot. He lacked all common sense. We all can see and hear, but he just said, I'm not going to deal with what I see or hear. I'm just going to put something together evil. All right, go ahead. My bad, y'all.
And all the children of Israel will forget and will not find the path of the years, and will forget the new moons and seasons and Sabbaths, and they will go wrong as to all the order of the years.
Yep, we forgot all of that. We don't even think about this stuff. See, when we start thinking about this, then we can start thinking about what? The kingdom. And now we got time. All right. We have a culture, which is our law. Now we can start building, right? We can start separating ourselves from what's out here. All right. Are we against the establishment? No, they can do what they want to do. Like the Most High said, let my people go and deal with me in the wilderness. Y'all Egypt. Y'all can do what y'all doing. But let us do our thing. Like, why are you trying to hold me back? Yes. But they'll see you being set apart, and they be like, you know what I'm saying? Like Sidney called me the other night, talking about some. They kept asking him about the birthday thing. What kind of crap? Why I can't be set apart? If I was a Edomite, they'd be like, oh, we understand. We understand. Yes. Like, man, I can't be set apart. Dang. Everybody else can do their thing but me. That's crazy. You say I don't eat pork, I don't eat chicken. You tell me you don't eat chicken? You mean to tell me you don't eat pork? What?
They be mad at Waffle House and I tell them to clean their grill now.
Oh, they cleaned it for you.
I cleaned it one time. One time they did.
Oh, okay. They're supposed to. Don't tell them you don't eat it. Just say I'm allergic to it. That'd be.
No, that's what I do.
But they'll get that thing right. You tell you you're allergic to it. Yeah. That's what I quit saying I don't eat it. I just say it because people
Yeah, exactly.
like, I'm gonna slap something on there anyway. You say you're allergic to it, if they put it on it, you bring it back, they can be like, oh my God. And we probably could sue if somebody did it, because we are allergic to it, so you can prove that in court. You can prove it. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 35. For I know, and from henceforth will I declare it unto thee, and it is not of my own devising, for the book lies written before me.
Mm-hmm.
And on the heavenly tablets, the division of days is ordained.
He said what?
For the book lies written before me, and on the heavenly tablets, the division of days is ordained.
Now I want you to read 4 again. Read the whole 35, because again, this is Christ speaking, right?
For I know, and from henceforth will I declare it unto thee, and it is not of my own devising.
Read that again.
It is not of my own devising.
It is not of my what?
My own devising.
Go ahead.
For the book lies written before me.
So he said the book lies written before me.
And on the heavenly tablets, the division of days is ordained, lest they forget the feast of the covenant and walk according to the feast of the Gentiles.
And that's what we did. We lost our culture. Now we're dealing with the feast of the Gentiles. All right, you coming over for Christmas? Oh, but you don't be there. I gotta eat some grandma chitlins. She cleans better than anybody. She gonna have that ham. Yeah. Grandma making cookies. My grandma used to make cookies the whole. I used to be over there eating cookies. That's all I eat. Even when we started celebrating Christmas, I still would have got my cookies. Yes, sir. Get a big bag of them. Like, shoot, I'm eating these. Ain't nothing against that. All right, come on.
Verse 35 again.
For
I know, and from henceforth will I declare it unto thee, and it is not of my own devising, for the book lies written before me, and on the heavenly tablets the division of days is ordained, lest they forget the feast of the covenant and walk according to the feast of the Gentiles after their error and after their ignorance. For there will be those who will surely make observations of the moon, how it disturbs the seasons and comes in from year to year 10 days too soon.
All right, so there will be people that deal with the moon. We got brothers and sisters out here now. They still want to deal with the moon. Ain't nothing we can do about it. So we just, and like I said in the video that we did that we're gonna put out this evening or this afternoon, like I said it in the video. I said I appreciate Elder Ricard for putting the information out. A lot of people didn't like him for it, but when I seen that, I knew it was true because when you hear and you see, that's all you need. Faith comes by what? Hearing the word of the Most High. All right. And we'll say, oh, we're talking about the Bible, but the words of the Most High are these commandments and these things that Christ is giving Moses too. Because Christ is saying, this is what the Most High said, told me to tell you. These are the words. So when I heard this, and then I see that the sun come up and then come down, and it do what it always, it's been doing it since the last 35 years of my life. All right. And everybody else here.
But Enoch tells you that the moon does what it wants.
It does, but they don't read it. They don't read this either. But like when he brought out the information, it was just common sense that we cannot be looking at the moon for nothing. All right, it's not a leader. The sun is the leader of the luminaries. All right, go ahead.
For this reason, the years will come upon them when they will disturb the order and make an abominable day the day of testimony, and an unclean day a feast day. And they will confound all the days, the holy with the unclean.
The holy what?
The holy with the unclean.
So who made the holy with the unclean? Kind of Constantine and them guys. Again, Rome. All right, go ahead.
And the unclean day with the holy.
Mm-hmm.
But they will go wrong as to the months and Sabbaths and feasts and jubilees.
Yes, they will, because you got Amalek out here teaching people how to count jubilees with the moon. I mean, they got you all the way in left field, all the way. The red moon, the blood moon. It's a new jubilee. What happens if you have 4 or 5 red blood moons in a year? So you got 4 jubilees in a year. But I was trying to figure this out back in the day. I was like, bro, I'm confused. I don't know what they're talking about. When I was a Christian, man, I was like, I got to figure this stuff out. Go ahead.
For this reason I command and testify to thee, that thou mayest testify to them. For after thy death, thy children will disturb them.
Yep.
So that they will not make the year 364 days only.
So Christ is telling Moses this then, that we would go off. All right. And this happened, right? All right. Go ahead.
And for this reason they will go wrong as to the new moons and seasons and Sabbaths and festivals, and they will eat all kinds of blood with all kinds of flesh.
So it'll be just unclean people, just nasty. You know, we'll be telling people, hey, it's okay for us. We can't eat pork, but we can eat camel. You know, because Muhammad ate camel. You know, they wrote the Quran on the camel skull. You know. All right, y'all. It wasn't too long. That was about 2 hours. You know, if we could continue this, man, we can have refreshments and all that. You know, so 3 hours is working out pretty good. Anybody got any questions? No questions? No? All right, that's good.
It's your time to ask questions.
Thanks. All right, well, we're gonna pray out, y'all, and clean up and get up out of here. If I want to stay in, you know, fellowship a little bit, that's cool, because we have about a whole hour. But let's check in.
Until we get the boot.
Oh no, I don't know. It might boot us. They need a boot for real. Yeah, Mr. Dan know that. He know that he can kick all the way up there. For real. But yeah, that's it. And let's pray right quick. Since nobody has any questions, any announcements, anything anybody thinking of right now? You know, we got Passover coming, and I think that's about it. Brothers, I'll be getting with y'all next week on the meat and, you know, the expenses concerning what we're supposed to take care of. So by Wednesday, before Wednesday, because I'm off this week. So I'll be with y'all. All right, let's pray. All right, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
Lead us not into temptation,
Lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the glory, the power, the kingdom, forever. Amen.
Amen.
Shalom, brothers and sisters.
Shalom.
To the end.